Hello, I'm here with 20th anniversary Heady Topper. I wasn't planning on going to get this, but I was going to Vermont to see a friend, and they still had this. They still had cans of this. I got like some of the last ones. One tip about the Alchemist is you can order their beers online up to 2 days before you pick them up. Um, so the day I was driving up there, the day before I would go, I checked and I still had them, and then they sold out a couple hours later. So it's a 10% version of Heady Topper, apparently, basically just amped up. And this is the last batch 5 from November 2024, canned on November 20th. And I guess they changed some of the batches a little bit. This one, I guess, is just like 3 and 4, but has a little bit of Pilsner malts in there, which apparently isn't in regular Heady Topper, but just to lighten up the body of this 10% beer. I usually don't buy 10% IPAs, so we'll see. It looks like a lot of people have really been liking it, and it's got a decent haze. But yeah, Heady Topper often these days has a haze like this. I can see my finger through it pretty easily. You can't really see much on camera. And a very nice white head. So there you are, and I'm smelling it already. Yeah, they don't say anything that special here. Just they thought. I guess what's cool is that this is like a half batch. They thought they were only going to do it 4 times. So here we go, and it's one of the few more expensive cans. Usually all their cans are $13 a 4-pack. This is $20, but I guess it is kind of special. I don't know. It smells like Heady Topper. It's dank. It's orange, grapefruit, slight berry pine thing. Definitely big on the Simcoe. Pretty Heady Toppery to me. And that's what I noticed is that when you get a bigger beer, it doesn't necessarily make the aroma any bigger. I mean, I'm sure they used more hops in this than normal Heady Topper, but I just feel like it doesn't. More doesn't always equal more, you know. It might be a little more flavorful and definitely have more body. And it smells good. Yeah, lots of flavor. It actually seems less bitter than Heady Topper. And similar balance of sweetness. But very much like it. I guess they want to do this for the 20th anniversary, make something special, but it's like, I don't know. It feels nice, and it's quite clean and easy to drink for something that's 10%. They just say everything you love about the original, but tweaked and punched up to a whole new level. And maybe it lingers with a little bit more spiciness than a little bit more heat and booze. My throat's warm, but it's not like a burning nail polish remover type booziness. They know how to make strong beers at the Alchemist. Very full of flavor, for sure, but quite drinkable. Yeah, it's very impressive beer if you can do something like this. Make it super hoppy, super strong, but really clean. No off flavors at all. It almost seems like their yeast character might be a little bit downplayed. Um, which maybe you'd think is weird. The bigger a beer, the more yeast activity, but it could just be having more hops and malt in it. Those aspects are coming out a bit more. and it's drinkable for sure. It's definitely more drinkable than most of these 10% triple IPAs that come out now. When I started drinking IPAs, 10% was the average for what they often call the Imperial IPA. And then when hazy IPAs got popular, most of them, they didn't call them Imperial IPAs, they called them double IPAs, and they're usually around 8%. And then when the hazy IPA breweries started doing 10% ones, they decided to call them triple IPAs. But they don't call that that. This just says, it just says 20th anniversary Heady Topper, which I like. Who cares about all that stuff? Double, imperial, triple. I mean, no, there's quadruple ones, and it's all just kind of marketing, which is annoying. Yeah, the feel's nice. I guess I can see how for 10% it's not that massive, and maybe that's what the Pilsner malt did. It made it more drinkable, rather than just using, like, they use a lot of really flavorful, full-bodied British malts at the Alchemist. I don't know if that's the basis for Heady Topper. They mention that on Focal Banger cans, but then they don't mention Pilsner malt, though in the video for this he said that using Pilsner malt is not a Heady Topper thing. It's a Focal Banger thing. So it's weird that he just gives you all these little bits of info on his beers, but not really much on the cans. Especially in some videos, John Kimmich, not how to say it, he will just drop things like, oh, assuming everyone knows that Simcoe is the primary hop in Heady Topper. He switches it up, though. That's what's cool about it, is that I like that it keeps trying to make it newer and better. And if one crop of Simcoe isn't what he likes exactly, maybe he'll throw in another hop. So it's changing it, but it's also changing it in trying to make it consistent and better. And this one does a pretty good job at capturing Heady Topper, just bigger. But I would not have gotten it if it just happened to be there. I would not have driven specifically for this, but hey, it's just like the best old school Imperial IPA. I would say if you gave me this 15 years ago, I would be like, whoa. And I guess I'm still kind of, whoa. It almost, maybe it reminds me a bit of like, the closest thing to this that I had 15 years ago was like Lagunitas. I guess Hop Stupid was, that was only 8% maybe. But when Lagunitas was doing smaller batches, I don't think Lagunitas is very good anymore. Well, this is more dank and more salady. It's definitely, as I drink it more, it's getting more vegetal notes. Arugula salad. And all that sort of stuff. But damn drinkable. Most 10% IPAs, especially the hazy ones, are not super drinkable these days. So much haze, so much sweetness. This is probably lower in the calories than your average triple IPA you get from Treehouse or Monkish or something like that. Well, I would say, for the people who miss out on this, not a huge deal. Really nice to have it, and it just kind of confirms my knowledge that the Alchemist is a really good brewery, and they know how to make really clean, consistent beers, especially when they're big hoppy beers. But what would I rate this? I mean, 4.5, I guess. Maybe higher, just because it's so well done, but it's not exactly what I look to drink. I guess it is special, but just if you get Heady Topper, it's quite similar. But yeah, this is just it's more, maybe surprisingly a little bit more drinkable, maybe depending on the batch of Heady Topper. Some are really bitter. This seems a little less bitter, but it could just be all that malt and everything is lowering the perception of bitterness. But 10 minutes on this is probably good. So